Hi, I'm Leigh Daniel, and yesterday we really had to come to terms with the fact that our court system is shut down right now. And you may have an emergency situation going on, or you may have a visitation schedule and somebody's not following it. And I had so many emails yesterday that were questioning me about visitation schedules and do I have to send the kids and can I do this and can I do that? Well, let me tell you a few tips. One, the court order has not been modified just because school is closed, the court's closed, there's a virus going around. The court order still stands. So if you think that you want to take your kids and go somewhere like to your parents or somewhere, if you think, well, I just need to get away with my kids or I need to keep my kids close, unless that other parent who has visitation agrees with that, you can't do that. You're going to be in contempt of a court order if you decide not to send your child when there's a valid visitation order in place. The visitation orders are what you have to go by. And I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear because people are very scared and they want to hold on. But unless there's a compelling reason, like your spouse is sick with coronavirus or somebody else, I'm sorry, your ex-spouse or somebody else is, and hopefully that person would agree if they have sickness going around that they're not going to insist on the visitation. But you can't withhold visitation just because of your personal feelings right now. And I know it's scary, but I don't want to see a whole bunch of visitation schedules in the state of Alabama or in Madison County blow up because of this. And my clients are in both situations. I want the kids to go with me. They're not sending the kids. So I'm not talking about this for any one certain subset of people, whether you're the visiting parent or the parent who has primary custody. Really think about what's that court order say. You have to follow it. And I just don't want people to get all messed up with the legal system and cause litigation down the road because you can't make that decision. Only the court can make the decision to alter the visitation schedule. Now, if you're the mom or dad, whoever doesn't have custody and doesn't have visitation, agrees, then it's best to get it in writing that you have an agreement. Now, if they agree and they change their mind, then you still don't have an agreement. And a written agreement outside of a court is not binding on the court. Okay, so it's not a modification, it's not binding, even if it's notarized. But if you have some sort of agreement with the person that says, I agree with you that we shouldn't do visitation right now, then if they were to file contempt against you later on, then you can use that to show that they agreed to that. Now, if you really feel that your child is in dire danger, that seems fun, that sounds like a funny thing to say, but if you really feel that, then you can't just go on what your thoughts are, right? You're going to have some extraneous backup information, like there's a confirmed case, or this person, they said that they were exposed, or you just can't, oh, well, it's more dangerous, it's not as clean there. I saw somebody email me, it's not as clean at their house. I'm sorry, but that is not reason enough to not follow the schedule. And again, I sympathize with you guys, but we just have to think about, we have orders in place and this is what the orders are for. And if you're the person who maybe can't have visitation, or maybe it's about travel, and this is going to come up because there's going to be air travel that is not going to be able to be accomplished, or you don't think it's safe. I think that's probably valid if, we don't want to put our children on airplanes to go through various airports, and you might not even be able to do that, right? I mean, if you have visitation in another state, then that's going to cause some difficulties. And I'm just going to ask you, try to work together. It's not going to make it easier on your children, your ex-spouse. It's not going to make it easier on anyone if you, even if you think you're right, try to put yourself in that other person's shoes that they're not going to get to see their children. And there's such fear and trepidation around this. You want to try to alleviate it, not make it worse. And so maybe you haven't done FaceTime, or maybe you've never done a web call, but think about doing something like that. Don't use this time to use it as a tool against that parent who's not visiting. I had a client yesterday that sent me a message, and she said, he says, I can't have spring break because of this. And she's devastated. And, you know, and I don't represent him, but we can't go rush to the court right now because the court is closed. But these violations are going to stack up. And so just don't do it. But the main reason not to do it is not because of the problem of litigation. The main reason not to do it is that in this time of, you know, fear and shutdowns and all of the news that we read, the best thing that we can do for each other is to try to make it easier, right? And I know it's stressful, but just think about that other person, think about how that other person is feeling, and follow the court order. Now, about us, we are open. I'm here at my office with my dog, who's barking at everything that walks in, everything that doesn't sound good, everybody that walks in. And we're going to have limited office hours. But if you want to have a web call with me, if you want to get started on your divorce, but you don't want to get out, then we can help you with a web call. I can set it up. I'm going to be doing reduced amounts to be paid down on retainers, because when people come in, we can't get to court as soon. So instead of paying, for instance, instead of paying $5,000, you can pay $2,500, or $3,000, you can pay $1,500 to start because of the situation with the court. It's not going to last forever. I want you guys to do your best. And I'm going to be doing some live streams because I'm missing all the clients and all the opportunities to share legal knowledge with people and help people have an easier time navigating their legal situation. So if you have any questions for me, then you can put the questions in the comments, and I hope that you guys are doing okay, and I will see you maybe even later on today. If not, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day and stay well.